Hey guys, it's Schwasty, and this is 12 pro tips for using tanks and APCs in BattleBit Remastered. Carry a repair tool when possible. The engineer class has access to the repair tool as both a primary and secondary gadget. If you're going to be tanking, then I suggest carrying one. Using your repair tool can be risky, as you'll be left vulnerable to small arms fire when repairing, so it's ideal to retreat to a safe area and have a squad mate cover you from the tank. The repair tool won't fully heal you, but it'll get you back most of your vehicle's health, and it can be useful when you're far from your base to fully repair. Commit. When you spawn as the driver in a tank or APC, you should die in that tank or APC. Too many times I've seen players leave their vehicles when they're heavily damaged to save their own skin, only then for an enemy player to hop in. Doing this will turn the odds in the enemy's favour. Since they're using your vehicle, it won't respawn until you destroy it, which could be challenging as their armour now outnumbers yours. So stay in your vehicle apart from one exception. I like to keep an RPG tandem on me when I'm in an APC. I know I literally just mentioned not getting out of your vehicle, but there has been a few times when I'm in an APC and an enemy tank sneaks up on me and starts engaging. Unless that enemy tank is already heavily damaged, you're not winning that fight. So what I'll do is I'll wear it down a little bit with my cannon until I know it'll kill me on its next shot. You'll typically notice when you're smoking heavily and beeping. Then I'll quickly bail from the APC and fire a tandem into it. It won't always kill the tank unless it's had some heavy damage already, but it's more damage than you would have done by sitting in the APC. Of course, this does run the risk of your enemy deciding not to shoot the APC and allowing enemy soldiers to take it instead, so do this at great risk. Remember to use your APC's handbrake to stop faster. In the APC, it can often be easier to shoot targets from a stationary position. Holding S will slow the APC down at a slow pace, so use your handbrake as well to help you stop faster. This can be useful when coming up on enemy mines at full speed, or trying to decelerate when going down a hill. Stick with your infantry when going through built up areas. Every window and every side alley is an opportunity for you to get C4'd or RPG'd by a patient enemy. Letting your infantry teammates push in just in front of you can be the difference between life and death. Let them draw the enemy out, and in return you can support them with heavy fire. A lone tanker on the street is an easy target, especially when you're spotted, as you'll be drawing in every soldier equipped with C4 on them to your position. Where possible, try and support your teammates just on the edge of the built up area. Communicate with your tank crew. If you're lucky enough to have a crew that actually uses their mics and they don't just shoot the machine gun at every object that casts a shadow, then their role is to keep you informed and secured at all times. Every few seconds they should be scanning behind you for enemy movement, as well as providing repairs where possible. An RPG to your tank's rear will do twice as much damage as one to your front. Also be advised, it only takes 4 C4 to blow up a full health tank, and most classes can carry 5 or 6 C4 at a time, which makes tanking in the current meta extremely risky in areas with a lot of cover available. So make sure your crew are watching your back. Spot enemy vehicles when engaging. When you spot an enemy vehicle, they will get pinned with a red icon for a rather long amount of time. This marker is visible to your teammates too, and can be seen through walls, so it's especially useful when the enemy thinks they're breaking your line of sight. Always expect though that you've been spotted too, and proceed with caution. Work the edges of the map where possible. Sure, charging into C point in your tank or APC can help your team capture an objective faster, and you can mop up some easy kills, but you're also cutting your own lifespan short. It's super easy to get flanked by the enemy on these objectives, so don't be surprised when the enemy gets in close behind you. Your HUD or heads up display isn't just for cosmetic effect. Every bit of information is accurate, and learning to understand what each part means will be the difference between going on a kill streak or getting blown up the moment you reach the objective. Let's start off with the tank. Right at the top you've got your compass. Use this for communicating with your squad mates on enemy positions. Right below that then is your rangefinder. On the left side working down, you've got your smoke. Smoke is deployed with Q by default, and it can be useful for breaking line of sight with the enemy, so remember to use them when an enemy is trying to plant C4 on you to gain some distance. Underneath smoke is your current shell type. Tanks have 2 shell types. AP or armor piercing is best used against vehicles and structures. High explosive is most effective against enemy infantry, as the shell generates a larger blast radius for engaging soft targets. Under that then you've got the remaining shell count for both ammo types. At the bottom you've got your tank orientation showing your barrel and the hull. On the right you've got your remaining ammo for your auxiliary machine gun. Each belt has 30 rounds before needing to reload, so remember this when engaging infantry. Above that is stabilization. This can be activated with Z by default, and it basically keeps your gun steady when moving over rough terrain, which can be useful for firing on the move. And finally, above that then, is your current zoom magnification. On APCs, it's a lot simpler. At the top is your compass, then you've got your ammo count. You get 20 rounds before needing to reload a 25mm or 30mm cannon. On the right side of your reticle is your current zoom magnification. Then at the bottom you've got your turret and hull orientation, and finally your rangefinder at the very bottom. Ration your ammo when returning to base. Make sure you've got a reserve supply of shells or cannon ammo for when you have to make that long trip back to base. Running into an enemy with an RPG on the way back and not having any ammunition left is a great way to end up dead. For an APC, make sure you've got at least one batch of 20 rounds for your return trip to repair and rearm. For a tank, try and keep at least 3 of both shell types and have some machine gun ammo too. Be aware of your reload timer. On a tank, after each shell is fired, you'll have to wait a few seconds to fire again. If you're looking to switch shell types in a pinch, it'll be quicker to fire your loaded shell first and quickly swap to the other ammunition type to avoid the tedious unloading timer that gets added. Change your HUD colour to your preference. This can be done separately for tanks, APCs and helicopters. On tanks and APCs, I like to have cyan as it contrasts well against most ground objects and terrain, but try out a few and see what works best for yourself. Anyway guys, I hope you found some of these tips useful. If I've missed anything or you've got a great tip of your own, be sure to leave it in the comments below. I'd also appreciate if you could please rate the video and consider subscribing for future BattleBit content. Remember to watch your house, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.